Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and today we're going to do Melina's Scrap Buster Challenge. I think is what she calls it. She calls it M's Scrap Buster Challenge. She called these pretty patchwork pockets. So that's what we're going to make today. Now these are just two that I made beforehand to make sure that I knew what I was doing. Because I always have to try to remember, because I'm participating in quite a few challenges, so I always have to try to remember what I'm doing. So we're going to lay that one there. Now you can also make them out of book pages. So I've got a piece here that's already started. We'll do that in a minute. But so just grab a scrap of paper. I think I'm going to use this. I really like this. I'm going to trim it off right here because it had a fold in it. Grab my trimmer. It had a fold in there that I don't really want, so I'm going to trim it off somewhere right there. And this is a guess because this is not exactly straight, so I can't lay it up there. That'll work. I love that side. Isn't that pretty? And that side. It may be running sideways, but I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. So what you're going to do is take a piece of paper. It doesn't matter how big or how small. You're just going to fold in on one side, and I'm going to see if this is going to be too wide. This may be a little bit wide. Yeah, I'm going to trim it down this way just a little bit. I don't think she said that it had to be a certain size, but I don't want mine too wide. So I'll tell you what size this is. This is 6 by 4.5 is what this size is. But, you know, you can make them any size you want. So you're just going to fold in on this side. Just fold in a little piece, and I'll tell you what size I'm folding them in, because I know everybody usually asks. Let me find my ruler. Okay, so I have folded this one in at 1.5 inch. And then we're going to fold this one in. And I think I may have to fold that one back a little bit, because you need a little bit of a gap. A little bit more of a gap than what I have there. So, and just try to get them pretty even. They don't have to be perfect. Melina didn't say it had to be perfect. That looks pretty even. I'm going to back it up just a tiny bit. There we go. And you could leave more of a gap here if you wanted. Some of them I have a bigger gap, some of them not, but that's up to you. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. You could also take your little corner punches or your little edge punches and punch down through here. That would be really pretty too. I think what I'm going to do on this, I've not tried this, so we're going to see how it works. I'm going to take my little scissors here, and I'm going to cut this like a little ticket. And I don't care if I cut it straight or crooked. I just want to trim that off. And I want it to have that particular look there. Just trim those off. Oh yeah, like that. So we've got those two little edges. I think you can see them there. And then she took this bottom and folded it up just a little bit. Now, if you don't have a big enough scrap that you can fold this bottom up, like I didn't on this one, you can just put another little piece of paper across there. Okay, so that's folded like that. And then you're just going to open it back up, and you're going to trim this little piece off. So just cut in at kind of an angle to where those score lines cross, and then cut straight up on this score line like that. And then up here at the top, a little bit at an angle, and then this one you're going to cut straight up. So you're going to have those pieces cut away. So that's going to fold in like that, and that's going to go up like that. Now I'm going to round these corners here just because I like that look. You don't have to do that. You can leave them squared off if you want. Now, I know with this folding on this, it's hard to see that, but I'll show you that way. So we're going to do that like that, and we are going to ink it, so that's going to help it stand out a little bit more too. So now I'm going to ink all the way around, and I'll probably just cut the inking part out because you guys, some of you tell me that you already know how to ink and I don't need to show it. So if you need to know how to ink, just let me know and I'll put some of my inking back in. Now see how that totally changes the looks of that? When you put that little bit of ink on there, it distinguishes everything, brings it out. Now we're going to find some scrap pieces of paper to put across there. So I've got a few little scraps pulled out here, and don't worry if they match or not. Just grab some scraps. They don't have to match. And tear your scraps, because that makes it a lot more interesting. Alright, that's going to be the right size, so we'll put that one there. Let's go ahead and put this one there too. And they can be different sizes, doesn't matter. That will go down there. And then let's grab one more. I think I might grab that one. This is a little piece of wallpaper. And it is hard to tear with your hand. So let's see if that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. They only have to be long enough to make sure that they go in behind both of these. So now I'm going to pull those out and ink them. And I'm only going to ink at the top because that's all that's going to show when we finish. Alright, and I think I want them to go just exactly like I had them laid out. So we're just going to glue that down like that. I'm going to put just a little glue on this and glue them together this way first. And if you don't want them straight, then put them a little bit catty-cornered. Just be inventive. Make it yours. Make it look like you want it. And you can see mine are all different lengths. Don't worry about that. This is going to go under here, so it's not going to matter. Okay, now all you need to do is make sure that it's slid down far enough that when you pull that up, that you can still see a little bit of that bottom one, but can't see the blanks or the background. So you wouldn't want to put it up that high because you can see the background. So you want to slide it down just enough that it covers any little gap there, so you don't have a gap. And you could go ahead and put one higher, but I like to leave that little bit there at the top. I think that's pretty. Now we're going to put some glue over here. And then you're just going to press that down. And then a little bit of glue over here. Just don't get glue behind it because you don't want to close up your pocket. Okay, so there is that, and now we're ready to glue this up at the top. Now, on this one, you can just glue on the ends, and it creates another little tuck at the bottom. So I'm only gluing at the end. Now, if you want to glue all the way in the middle, you can, and you won't have that tuck, but I'm just putting a little glue on the ends. Okay, now we shall grab a tag, and I may have to make one. I'm just going to grab one from here for now. This is not the right tag, not the right size, but we got a place there to put a tag. So let's go ahead and see what we have. No, I don't have that one in there. Let me look, see if I have any of these little pieces that are already cut that we might use. Yeah, that's a possibility. And then you can see that little bird peeking out up there. So I'm going to cut a little bit of this off at the top because I don't need it that tall. I'm not going to cut it at the bottom because I don't want to shorten it. That way I want to shorten it at the top because I want my bird to show as much as he can. There we go. So you can see that little bird picking out. And then I am just going to, let's see, am I going to cut these at an angle? I think so. You can either round the corners or cut it in a tag shape. And I'm going to cut it in a tag shape using my little template. Just going to use the small side of it. Now we'll put that down in there. I like that. Like that. There's my little bird showing, and now we just need a little topper. And I may just use a little piece of lace. Let's see. Yeah, on this one, let's just use a little piece of lace. And this is just a little scrap piece out of my scrap box. And it's wanting to stick to me. There we go. I probably have so much glue on my fingers, everything's wanting to stick to me. Alright. There is that. And then we can tuck that down in there. And our little bird is showing. And that one is finished. Other than, I do want to put a little something here. Just a number or a label. Something little. Let's see. This is my little scrap box here. It's got little pieces in it that I've cut out that I haven't got in my ephemera journal yet. And then I just keep them here, and then if I use them before I get them in my ephemera journal, okay. And if not, then I will put these in my ephemera journal. I'm going to trim this a little bit, and then just put a little bit of ink, and there you go. And you could put more decorations up through here if you wanted, but I wanted that paper to show, so I'm going to leave it. So there is that one. Now we're going to do some a little bit different. I am going to take this piece, and I think I'm going to put either some vellum or lace in this one to make the little pockets. So let me decide which one I want to do. I'm going to cut it off first. So we know we don't want a pocket that wide. And cut it in half, and we can make two out of it. Let's see, let's go with this one. So I'm just going to fold just a little bit over. And that is about maybe 1.25 inches. But there's no rules. You can fold over whatever you want. You can just fold a 1/2 inch if you want to. And yep. Got that side a little bit more than the other, so let's just bring it back a little. Okay, that works for me. All right, now I'm going to fold up at the bottom. Now again, if you don't have enough of a scrap piece to fold up at the bottom, just grab you another piece and put across there. You don't have to fold it up. It doesn't have to be folded to make the pocket. Just grab another scrap and put right across. And I'll do one like that in a minute and show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and round these corners while I got it in my hand. I think I am. Now when I folded that back, I can see that I didn't cut that too straight there, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. And let's see, I'm going to round these corners up here at the top too, just for the heck of it. Something different. There we go. Now I know my flower on the back is upside down, but I will probably put this pocket down like this, glue here, here, and here on the back, and then have another little tuck. So I'm not worried about the back part of it. All right, gonna ink. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this piece of lace in behind there. I think that'll be pretty. Now the only thing about putting lace is you need to hold this up and glue it, because if you press it down on here, the glue's gonna go right through, as you know. My ain't taught today. It will go right through and it'll glue your pocket shut. So I'm just gonna guesstimate here where I need it. And try to find the right side. There we go. And press that down. Now what I'm going to do to try to keep this from sticking to, closing my pocket, I'm just going to take a little piece of book page and put right across that and press that down on there. And to keep it from interfering with my tag, I can just go under the book page and glue that down. And then I don't have to worry about that sticking to there, or my pocket, or my tag not sliding down in there well. There we go. So we've got that one glued down. So see, that's not going to show from the front anyway, so it doesn't matter. We're going to do the same over here. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to put my little piece of book page on here, because you can't really get my hand down in that other side over there. So I'm going to glue my little piece of book page here. Like that. Then I'll lay it down and I'll glue it like that. That way I don't have to worry about it sticking, and I don't have to try to get my hand down in there to make sure that it glues. So I'm just going to put my glue on here and glue it down like that. So just use a little scrap piece of something to glue down your lace like that, and then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it sticking your pocket together. So there we go, we've got that, and then I'm just going to glue that up on either end. Okay, now I made a little tag for that, but I didn't put anything down here, did I? So let's grab a couple of little tickets and put down there. Let's see. Oh, there's one. That one's pretty. It's a little orange one. It's got a little orange in it to go with that. And then here's a butterfly. We do have more of these on the way too. I know a lot of people have asked about these. We have more coming. It just takes a while. We order them as soon as we get one order in, we turn around and order again, but it takes a little bit. So there we go with those tags. Now let's see what kind of tag we want to put in this one. I'm just going to press that down well. I don't really want to use that same thing for a tag there. So I keep going back to this because I want to use it bad. What do you think? So what do we think? Does that look okay in there? If I trim it off a little? I think so. Let's just use it. Let's trim a little bit off of the top, and we'll use this. I've had that in my stash for a little while. It's time for it to find a home. And I'm just going to use my little template to trim that off. Do you have things in your stash that you try to use a dozen times and nothing works, and then all of a sudden one day you find a place that it can go? You find its home. This I've had passing around I don't know how many times, and it just never seemed quite right. And this may not be quite right, but it's going to go. It's going to work. There we go. I like that. I like the writing that shows through and the little bit of pink that shows through. Goes with this. So we're going to put a topper on that. And let's see. See what we have. I might just put this pink one on top. I kind of like that to go with this. All right. So there we go. We've got that tag in there. Oh, I like that. I like that with it. Then I'm going to put a couple of little tickets down here. So let's see what we might have. That will work. Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah, I like that one. And I think we'll use this one. I'm gonna have to make a little ephemera book for my tickets now. I need a place to corral them. And some of these are a little bit wider than others, and I like that part of it. So there we go. Just gonna do it like that. So there is that one, and I love that lace there. So that made us a little lace pocket. Now we can put a little word or something down here at the bottom. See what we might have in here. We've got this. No, that's a little bit dark. What about that? Yeah, that'll work. So I'll trim it off a little bit more. And it just says cherish. And this is one of our printable words. And you could put a little piece of lace down here at the bottom if you wanted to match up with that top. I think what I'll do is I'm going to put that down there. And then I'm going to grab one of my little tiny butterflies. And I think I'm going to put that there. Yeah. That's going to go down there. And I'm trying to see which side's up. Oh yeah, I like that. And then, let's see, I have a little piece of bling that I think we can put there. A piece of pink bling. And that is that one. Isn't that cute? Love that. Okay, we're going to make one with vellum now. So let me try to move some things. Okay, I think I'm going to use this. I'm going to make one a little bit taller. Don't know if I want it that wide. Let's see how wide that is. I think I'm going to trim it just a little bit. Don't really want it quite that wide. So this is 6.5. That should be good. And then I'm going to fold this back. About like that. That didn't look like I folded it too straight, so let's try that again. And then we'll fold this one in about like that. I always think I'm not getting them folded in far enough, and I end up folding them in a little bit too far. So let's fold this one back out a little bit. The good thing about it is you can refold them if you want to, because your extra fold's going to be on the back and nobody's going to see it. Okay, that'll work right there. And then we're going to fold this up. And then I open this back up and we're going to trim off right, just the little box there's all you're trimming off. And then I like to fold that over, and I can tell a little bit more about my where I need to cut, especially when it's a real busy paper like this is. And when you have those bad eyes like I do. Okay, now we're going to round the corners. And again, you can leave your corners squared off if you want. You don't have to round them. I just like that look for right now. Next week, I might like the squared off look. Who knows what I like next week, but right now, I'm just having fun rounding corners. Oh yeah, I like that. That's pretty, isn't it? Love that background and these flowers. So I'm going to go around and ink all of this. And I'm using Vintage Photo, if you wonder what I'm inking with. And this is just one of the Tim Holtz daubers. We have those in the store as well. I don't know if we have any Vintage Photo or not. We've had a hard time getting that this year. Everybody's using it, I think. But we may have. You'll just have to go over there and look, because I'm not sure. All of my products are linked under my video. They're linked under favorite products or products I use, something to that effect. So you can find all the products that we used down in the description. You just have to scroll down a little bit. Okay, so that is that. Now I just need a piece of vellum. Now you can use regular vellum, you can use pattern vellum, whatever vellum that you'd like. I think on this one I'm going to use just regular vellum. And that piece right there is going to work, except, well, I got that end torn. Yeah, I'm just going to use this end. I like to ink the vellum up pretty good so that I can see it. And then I'm going to put a little, let's see, I'll use my Barely Arts since I'm doing vellum. Then just going to fold that over and that one over. Even though that would not have shown behind there, you could use whatever glue you want. I'm just used to using this on my vellum, so that's what I like. Now I'm going to put a little bit more glue right under there just to hold that down well. All the way out to the edge. Alright, and then this one, we'll just put a little glue on each end. And fold that up like that. Grab my towel. There we go. The little pocket with vellum in the center. Isn't that cute? Now you can see whatever tag you put down in there. So let's try to find a nice looking tag to put in there. What that would look like. Oh, that's too short. I think we'll have to make a tag for this one because all of these are going to be too short. So we'll put those back up. Now we want to make a tag that has some color to it so that we can see it through that vellum. But it needs to kind of match or go with. It doesn't have to match, but kind of go with. Ooh, that might be pretty. This has some glitter in it. Some glitter paper. I think I'm going to use this. Just going to trim it off right there. This is just a scrap that I've had for who knows how long in my stash. Again, this is something that needs to be used. Gotta save that piece, don't we? Alright, let's see. I may need it trimmed off the other way too, I'm sure. Yeah, oh look. That shows, let's see if this end. Does this show better? See which end we need to. Yeah, I like that because that flower's more centered. Now, I'm gonna trim it off right there, I think. then we'll use our little tag shaper template. And I want to laminate this. If you laminate it, it slides a lot better across your paper. And that way, when I'm flipping it over, I don't have to try to move it so much with my hand. It'll just slide where I need it. Maybe more aggravating, but to me, in my mind, it's going to be easier. Oh, I like that. So put that in there. And we do need a topper for this one. Don't know if I have green, maybe. That might work. Oh, I kind of like that one better. Let's use that one. Yeah, I like that. Now I just want to put something right here, and I want to put a little piece of book page first because this is really busy. So, see if this piece will work. Maybe. Yeah, it'll work. And I like it ran across there like that because it kind of makes it look like you cut that page out around that book page, or it looks like the book page is sitting behind it. So I like that look. And then we're just going to put a little label there of some kind, or maybe not so little. Yeah, that one will work. That's a Tracy Fox label. And I've been putting them over here, so let's try one over here this time. There we go, right there. Isn't that cute? You could put something on your vellum if you wanted to, but I like that flower showing through, so I'm not going to do that. Now I need a couple of little tickets or something to put down in here, and I may use some of these from My Porch Prints. No, that's not quite big enough. Okay, let's try one from here. Just whatever I pull out is going to work. Yeah, that one and that one. Yeah, I like those. All right, I'm going to kind of separate them where you can still see my little flower there, like that. Okay, let's do one, and I'll show you how to put that extra little piece on the bottom in case you don't have a piece of scrap wide enough. Let's see. Why don't we just do this one, and we will put that little piece on the bottom. This is a pretty paper. Okay. So we're going to fold this in a little bit. Fold this side in a little bit. And refold this side a little bit. Oh, me. When you start folding, you think, that's not going to be enough. But then when you fold it over, you're like, oh, that's way too much. Okay, let's get this even. There we go. Now, you see, I can't really fold this up. If I do, it's going to be a very tiny pocket. So we're going to put another little piece right across there. And I think I'll just use a piece off of this back. Or you could use something completely different. Let's just look and see what we have. Something that might go with that. Well, I don't know. With that, it's going to be kind of hard to match it up. Let's just put this little brown piece across the bottom. It's got some of that yellow in it, like the yellow back there. And I think blue and brown goes pretty good together. So we'll just put a piece of this across the bottom. And I'm just going to cut it the size that I need. Let's see. Let me make sure this side's cut even. It doesn't look like it is. that'll work. And then I'm going to go ahead and round the corners. These are some very thick papers. Okay, so that's going to glue right there. But before we glue this down, we want to put something in here to, we want to put some paper or something in there. What do I want to put in this one? I don't know if I want to put scraps or... I'm going to go with one of these little pieces of paper. Yeah. And I'm going to tear it with my ruler. Save that part, I can stamp on that. And then I'll tear it about right there. May have to, nope, I'm not going to have to cut any of the sides off. So that's what we're going to put there. And that's just a old book page, piece of an old book page. So I'm going to put that down about right there. I'm just going to add a little glue here. Get it somewhat straight and add a little glue over here. And then just go in and put a little glue under there if you didn't go out far enough. It's easier when you fold it over to see exactly how far you need your glue to go out. And then we can put this little piece down at the bottom. Now on this one you need to glue on the sides across the bottom and then back up the side. That's going to cover all of that and close the bottom up. Well, first we have to close this bottom up. So put a little glue right under there to close those little pieces up. And I'll press it all down at one time. There we go. And then we're going to press it and use our little towel here. I'll pull it back this way a little. All right, and there you go. The bottom is closed up. I'm going to erase that little pencil mark right there. So then you have your little pocket there for your tags. So let's just grab a tag and stick in there and show you. So there's a little pocket for a tag there. Tag there, and then you can put a larger tag up here if you want to. Of course that one's too tall, but you get the gist. So let's see if any of these work. I think they're all the wrong color and too tall. Maybe this one? No. Okay, we'll just make a tag for that one. I don't think any of those will work. So what do we want to make a tag out of? Let's just make a little squirrel tag. Squirrel. Since this has got a lot of brown in it, we'll just make this little squirrel tag. Let's see if I even made that tall enough. Oops. Yeah, that's the right size. Now I just need to put a little pull on there and we will be finished with that. This is an eclectic mix, isn't it? I've got a little bit of everything going on there. But that's okay. It doesn't have to all be matchy-matchy. As a matter of fact, don't try to matchy-matchy. I think sometimes when we try to match everything up, we end up making it look a little bit off. Okay. I'm not finding a tab. I think that one, no, that one's got green in it. I don't want that one. That one might work right there. Oh, it hadn't inked that, have I? There we go. A little mixed up tag, but I still like it. All right, I think that is all that we're going to do today on this. Okay, guys, that is M's Scrap Buster Challenge. This is the tags and little pockets and things that we made. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.